And that's what we do. We put the hormone levels back to what we had before when we were younger with the same identical hormone. There's many health benefits to it. There's many feel-good benefits to it. The number one chief complaint that we see in our doctor's offices is fatigue. I'm tired of fatigue. I'm so tired, I'm so fatigued, doctor. Give me that energy pill. I need an energy pill. There is no energy pill. There's only one thing that makes us feel better, and that's hormones. None of the blood pressure medicines, none of the statins, none of the cholesterol medicines, none of the diabetes medicines that we take and prescribe every day make us feel better. The only thing that consistently makes us feel better in all the literature is hormones. Bringing the levels back to what we had when we were younger. An example of a synthetic hormone is medroxyprogesterone, which is Provera. When we go into menopause, women lose progesterone. That's the natural hormone that we should replace. There's lots of health benefits that we lose when we lose progesterone, and we doctors typically put back in medroxyprogesterone or Provera. That's the harmful one. Don't do that. Put back in the one that was supposed to be there. Unfortunately, when we look at the media and we see hormones are bad, it's because of the Provera, the chemically altered one, not the good one, which is the progesterone, which is the natural one that normally occurs in our body. That's the one that we want to put back in, and that's what's healthy. There was a nice study that was just done in Europe. It's been replicated now 3 times, showing natural progesterone protects against breast cancer. I thought that I read and heard that hormones cause breast cancer. Now, what's with that? This is the one that causes the breast cancer. This is the one that in the most recent studies in Europe has been shown to protect against breast cancer. Why didn't we see that in the headlines of our newspapers? It's not sensational. This also is not a drug that's made by a manufacturer that can patent the drug. This one here can be. This one here sort of falls between the cracks, even though there's plenty of good information data out there to support it. Unfortunately, it sort of falls between the cracks, which is a shame. Progesterone is a hormone that's progestational. It's the hormone of pregnancy. It maintains pregnancy. It's the feel-good hormone of pregnancy. The more that we have of it, the better we feel. In the studies in Europe, what they looked at was, when did they get maximal downregulation of breast tissue? What that means is, at what point is progesterone the most beneficial to protect the breast against stimulation or cancer? It's at the end of pregnancy, at term pregnancy, when it was the highest. That's why we want to maintain levels of progesterone the highest. They went further to study women during their cycles. They found that the maximum downregulation of breast tissue occurred at maximum progesterone level during the cycle. This is progesterone, which is protective of the breast. It helps protect pregnancy. It protects against miscarriages. And when women have chronic miscarriages, we give progesterone to help maintain their pregnancy. Would we use Provera? No, it's a teratogen. It causes breast cancer. It's absolutely contraindicated. Progesterone is safe. It reduces cholesterol. It protects against heart attacks. The PEPI trial was a big trial here in the United States that showed Provera increased the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Progesterone decreased it because progesterone has a beneficial effect on cholesterol. The Provera, the synthetic, does not. There's good hormone, there's bad hormone. So, how not? There's good hormone, there's bad hormone. Progesterone decreased it because progesterone has a beneficial effect on cholesterol. The Provera, the synthetic, does not. The risk of heart attacks and strokes. Progesterone decreased it because progesterone has a beneficial effect on cholesterol. The Provera, the synthetic, does not. There's good hormone, there's bad hormone. So, how many of you women would like to protect against breast cancer? Well, if you do, you want to make sure that you have enough progesterone in your system and that you have an adequate level of it. That's what we do in this type of practice. We measure the levels, we prescribe. prescribe it, we adjust it until the levels are up where they should be to be protective as per the medical literature. We certainly don't use Provera because this has been shown to increase the risk of cancer. This has been shown to decrease the risk of cancer, but you need enough of it in your system to make sure. That's why we test levels. That's why we prescribe to get your level back to what you had before. That's why replacement of natural hormones is so important, but it's also important to make sure that what you're using and the ones that you prescribe maintain adequate levels. Natural hormones. The loss causes an increased deterioration, morbidity, and mortality. When you lose progesterone, you lose protection against breast cancer. Replacement of bioidentical hormones prevents this. Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. The synthetic chemically altered hormones further increases morbidity and mortality. The Prevnar and Provera have been shown to increase heart attacks, strokes, breast cancer. The natural estrogen, progesterone have been shown to decrease morbidity and mortality because of the prevention of heart attacks, strokes, and breast cancer. Which would you rather take? So the bioidentical hormones, the ones that we normally have in our body, the natural ones, the ones that come from plants, are very safe. The synthetic chemically altered ones that have their chemical structure changed from the natural one are not safe. They're definitely not the same, although most doctors think they're the same, and they're definitely not. Many of my patients come back to me and tell me that they went to their doctors and explained what they're taking, and the doctor said, no, there's no difference, they're all the same. I give them the medical literature and the articles to go give to their doctors so that they can see that they're different. Medical doctors don't know how to say, well, I guess I was wrong. Well, we are wrong because we don't read the literature and know that. These, in every study to date so far, has been shown to be detrimental. These, in every study so far to date, have been shown to be very protective.